So I went walking the land today. And I mean, I went walking the land and claiming the rest of the territory. Okay, let me tell you a little bit something about the spiritual realm. Okay. In the spiritual realm, demons take over certain areas in the world. Okay. Like Satan have a special, like they have several territory, and God got several territories. Okay. So when you give your life over to Christ, you have a spiritual territory. You have a land. That's why he told Abraham, I will get thee out to a land that I will show you. Okay. That's because God is bringing you into your spiritual land. Now, I learned this way later on in the process. Like I've been, plundering and I've been reclaiming the land. Because God is going to use me to tear Satan's kingdom down. Okay, because I endured the highest level of spiritual warfare. Okay, now to make a long story short, God took me to the place where when my mother, God bless the dead, but when we was young, we used to go to Orlando. We would come here every spring break because she had got a resort at one of the timeshares. Let me tell you about how the mysteries and secrets are hidden in Christ. Your life is hidden in Christ. Things that you don't know and that you don't understand about your life, God got all the answers, and everything he will reveal to you when you get back to Christ. But we used to come here every spring break. And my mother, a lot of the time she used to say, I was supposed to be rich. I was supposed to be rich. She would say I was supposed to be a singer, singing all over the world for God. And somehow her life got deterred by the enemy. Okay? So she came out to this land. And when she came out here, when we used to come during spring break, I went to we went to Fun Spot one day, and I fainted. That was the very first time I ever fainted in my life. And I thought it was from the gas fumes, and it was because I was on the cabbage soup diet. But to come to find out today, when I reached that land earlier this morning, I've been walking all day in the hot sun. From one end of Orlando to the other end. Okay? And when I got over there, it's closed down, by the way. But when I got over there, God revealed to me that they tried to kill me. The witches and warlocks and all those who do evil magic, when they plundered or when they peeped my mother's future and what she was supposed to have but never got, they stole it from her. Orlando was supposed to be my mother's land, but it was given to the Chaldeans or the Babylonians because they stole it from her, and they tried to kill me, her firstborn, because I'm connected to the same thing. We both belong to God. We were both. My mother was an angel, and so am I. And she was killed by a death wish from me dabbling in witchcraft because they couldn't get her. They didn't get to kill her, but they got her committed. She had 3 nervous breakdowns. She was labeled bipolar. And she was on meds for the rest of her life. But then when I got into witchcraft, they sent a death wish on my mother because they saw that it was passed down. What she didn't get was going to come to me. So they took what was closest to me. And this was revealed when I got back to a fun spot where I fainted. I'm talking about this was like maybe when in my middle school years. I fainted the very first time I was supposed to die. But God kept me alive for a time such as this. And now I've come back to reclaim what is mine. To take back what the devil stole from me. And this whole while that I've endured God's strenuous process of long suffering, people still was coming up against me, still trying to plunder my bloodline. They're just obsessed with me. They don't want me to have nothing. No inheritance. They want me to be desolate like how I've been. But it's been by the grace and mercy. It's been by God. God did this. God did this, baby. So let me tell you this. Going back to the territory. So because I belong to God, my mother prophesied over me and gave me back to God. And so I belong to God. And so now this is my territory. But I gotta fight for it. Because when I'm not supposed to, get this, because they are on illegal territory. Okay? Whenever you give your life over to Christ, you move away from demonic into heaven or belonging to God. In the heaven realm, they have to let your stuff go. That's the law in heaven. So because they're fighting me illegal, they're on illegal territory and they don't want to leave. And they're fighting me. They're fighting God because He's using me. And they don't want to leave. They force God's hand. Because first of all, y'all tried to kill my mama. It didn't work by way that they initially tried to do it. But then when they came to me, into the next few generations, her firstborn, the first fruits, I belong to God. They came after me and tried to do the same thing. That's why people can't understand why won't I die? I done been through overturn. I done been through a car accident. I done been through abuse, high-speed chases. I done been through so much, you name it. How come I ain't die? Because I belong to God. And this land is mine. For all y'all that say, oh, she ain't got no land. She going out there. That's a demonic land. Yeah, but it belonged to me. It belonged to my mother. But it was stolen. And they keep on trying to steal from God. And they're going to have to give it back. Double. Nah. For all the ones that think they know what God is doing, I'm telling you what He's doing. For all the ones that's trying to label me like they label my mother, may the Lord have mercy on you. Be blessed.